It's time for Show Off Sunday, where everyone has a chance to show off their own car, and here's this week's winner.
This here is a 2011 Ford F-150 Limited Edition. Now, looking at the VIN badge and inside that they have, they only made 1,100 of these trucks. I was looking around at this vehicle, and me personally, I never liked white trucks. And I liked this one for some reason. I think it's the way it reflects on this truck. So let's actually look at it right now. So this is like a pearl white color, and I really liked it on the rims. I thought it looked really good with the rims. I took it out for a test drive, and after that, I was pretty much over. This vehicle actually spent a lot of its time in Canada. It somehow came down here in an auction. My buddies at his car lot ended up buying it, and now it's with me. Now, first thing that you really notice when you open this door, so unfortunately, the last owner took off the running boards. They were power running boards, so they are no longer there. I'm not sure if there was some electrical issue with it or they just didn't like it, but I am not putting a new one on. One feature I really like is this limited badge right here. It really sticks out when you first walk into the cabin. Also have this really cool two-tone leather steering wheel, leather wrapped of course. Now, one thing I really like, I didn't have my last F-150, was that beautiful sunroof. Another thing I like is the Sony speakers, and they actually, I am impressed, is a big step up from my last vehicle. Another thing I like about this truck is not only do you have front heated seats, but they are also cooled seats. So not only are they available in the front seats, these back seats that I'm not 100% sure if it comes on the Lariat model, but this is a Lariat Limited. It has, like I was saying, heated and cooled back seats, as well as vents in the back. So I thought that was pretty interesting. I didn't even know that was there until after I bought the vehicle. I wasn't even paying much attention to the back seats, but very roomy, fully leather. I really, really like the way they set up this truck. I mean, look at this thing. The rims just really, 20-inch rims, really look good with the truck. So this being a 2011, which it's a little dated, yes, but still serve purpose well. It has the GPS map inside, which works very well. I've noticed some of the roads aren't quite updated, but it shows me live traffic, which I was like, oh, well, that's pretty cool. I don't use it that much just because, to be honest with you, it's a lot easier to use Google Maps. But I really like this feature for climate control on the touchscreen instead of, you know, if you don't want to use these buttons, well, hey, you got a touchscreen. Then you got your satellite radio and all that good stuff. So it's a really nice system. I like how they put that in there. It's a nice big screen, and it works really well. So let's go ahead and start this up. This is a 6.2 V8 engine, the same engine they used in the Raptor, actually. They decided to discontinue this engine, and now they're using the high output V6, I believe, in the limited versions, which puts out more horsepower, but you can't beat the V8. So here is that nice 6.2 V8 engine that, to be honest with you, you cannot beat the sound of a V8 engine. I had my last F-150 was the V6 EcoBoost. I love the thing. It was zippy, it was quick, good gas mileage, but it does not replace the sound of a V8 engine. You know, a lot of trucks these days have kind of went away from the V8, but they're now starting to come back to it, which I think is a good option. So this is still pretty stock. I put a K&N drop-in air filter in the airbox. My old truck had a cold air intake and some other things done to it. I haven't quite got to it with this truck. I am thinking about doing a nice catback exhaust system. I'm not sure if I'm going to do a cold air intake on this one though, just because it's a naturally aspirated engine. It doesn't benefit from a cold air intake like a turbocharged GDI engine would. Alright, let's go ahead and rev up this engine. Man, that V8 sounds mean. Another thing about this truck that I personally like is the way it rides. It rides very, very smooth. The combination of the tires with the suspension, it doesn't feel like a truck that much. It is a truck, but when you're driving it down the road, you know, it is so smooth. Oh, some trucks like to go with the chrome bumpers, a lot of chrome. I like chrome, but this white actually looks really good with it matching the bumper. It even has a lovely backup camera, stock backup camera, which works really well. These license plate lights were actually halogen. I replaced them, put LED lights just because I think they look better. This is a short bed, 5.5 foot bed. My last truck was a 6.5 foot bed. I actually like the style of this shorter bed. It actually makes it easier to park too, not gonna lie. So feature wise, this thing is just about fully loaded. I didn't realize how many features this vehicle had until I started driving it and kind of exploring around. Down here, we have the ambient lighting. Very cool. It's not super bright, so it's not annoying. One of my favorite all-time features of this truck, I know it's pretty simple, but it's really convenient, is the power sliding mirrors. And the reason I say that is when you go park somewhere, I am very careful about where I park. I don't want people hitting my vehicle. Just being able to fold the mirrors with a button makes it a lot easier than getting out and folding each mirror on each side. So that's a really cool feature that I like, as long as it works. You know, electronics these days are not always the most reliable. I've driven a lot of Ford trucks, and this one's probably my favorite. It's very smooth, it's full of features that you don't see in every truck, and it's still a truck. So if you want to tow, hey, you can still tow like a normal truck. It's useful like a truck, but it's also luxury like a luxury car. I would like to thank everyone for viewing my video. Thank you, Scotty, for showing me on your channel. And I'm gonna go and have some more fun with this truck.
Well, that was this week's video, and remember, to have your car video highlighted here on my channel, check this out! So if you never want to miss another one of my new car repair videos, remember to ring that bell!